Hey demons, me here. Don't know if this is double upload, but I am doing this at the same time I did the one yesterday. Or today, I don't know. It's the party of Bell What If. I don't know what's coming up right now. But this is going to be a redo. It's going to be, because the last ones I uploaded already were poor audio. I am going to be doing a multi-parts, this multi-part, so it's going to be more than one episode in this video. I'm going to try to get in 3 episodes of what I have on the script, because I got in some juicy details when I was writing this, and I want to get it in. So it is a long script, by the way, so I don't know how long I'm going to be here. This is what if Rimuru was reincarnated into the Naruto universe. If you're fans of my what if Naruto was reincarnated with Rimuru, or I forgot what I wrote in the title, then this is a what if for you. Because, yeah. And let's get started. As a magic missile hurled towards Rimuru's town, sensing the energy, he rushed towards it. Rushing towards it, after arriving, he sees the meteor coming towards him. Ranga grabs him by his collar, and Soai stands to fight. As it crashes, it's Malim, the dragon demon lord. Ranga's still dragging Rimuru as Rimuru says, "Ranga, stop." Ranga doesn't stop and just keeps running, as Malim's beating the crap out of Soai and the rest of the ogres, because they arrived already. Rimuru plants his feet in the ground and dashes forward. As he grabs one of Malim's punches, his hand nearly collapses in on itself, as he says, "What do you want?" Trying to hold a brave face when the pain's extraordinary, but he has pain relief, so it doesn't matter. The pain would be extraordinary if he was a normal human. His arm wouldn't be there if he was a normal human. Yes, so as she says, "I want a duel, since your servant disrespected me." He says, "Sure." As she tells him the rules, it's a one-hit duel. 1 hit per person, 1 turn. She says, "Well, since I challenged you, you get the first move." He draws his katana as he uses Great Sage to fuse in with Degenerate, a predator-like attack which releases all the water inside of his storage. A black flame attack which will evaporate the water and give it a boost, and then black lightning to paralyze her on contact. He swings the sword as it touches her neck and a bit of blood drops down. She says, "Wow, I haven't taken this much damage in years." As she punches him in the gut after saying, "My turn." He evaporates on contact, and since there is no body for him to see through his eyes, a screen pops up saying, "Oh, you are continuing into next life. Reincarnation process starting." As he says, "Well, since I'm getting new abilities, might as well list down what I want. I don't want to remember this life, knowing that I've left all my friends behind. It'll crush me." As he says, "I also want an ability to teleport. If anything like that would be cool. Oh, can you also keep all my current abilities?" Great Sage replies with, "All the parameters you've requested are gatherable, are acceptable." As he's going over his new abilities, he says, "I would like to not remember my memories." He goes over that and says, "Until I'm either dead or I go through a traumatic enough experience to need them, because my memories and skills make them handy. But till I unlock skills, I want you to make it to where I can't use them." I will select time to stop in whatever universe I'm in, because I assume I'll make friends in this next universe, and when I'm reincarnated again, I prefer not for them not to be left behind like my current universe, because he didn't expect for time to freeze in both universes. And there goes the kick. Oh, he also And he said, Great Sage, I have one more request. Can you give me a nice family and a brother? Great Sage says, all request parameters can be currently filled. Searching for family, including brother. As Great Sage comes across Minato, pleading for one more minute with his wife and his son. As this is happening, Great Sage pops in his head and freezes time. Great Sage says, your wish can be granted under a condition. Minato says, what condition? You will have a second son, and he will adopt your name, and your first son. You will have a new son. He will have been born 3 years ago. No, he would have been born at the same time as your current son. But you will treat him as if he was 2 years older. Not in any way, not in any schooling, but you will treat him as if he is more mature. He will adopt your name, while your second son, while your other son will adopt your mother's name, his mother's name. In return, I will save both your life and your wife's, including your son. Minato says, so it's my new boy's name. As Great Sage says, his name will be Rimuru Namikaze. He will have blue hair, yellow eyes. Do you accept the conditions? Minato says, yes. As Great Sage takes over Minato's mind and uses an unheard of sealing jutsu to everybody in the village. It's like 4 arms appear around him. He seals half the Nine Tails in each boy, but they only make it known that Naruto has the 9 tails. After sealing, that's what one set of hands does. The other set of hands removes Rimuru's memories from his past life and locks them, along with all his skills. And the final hand uses a restoration jutsu that heals both Minato and Kushina. As the fox is sealed, Minato is now held as the 3rd god of shinobi. As time skip. The boys are playing in Minato's office with their dad. As he's giving them hugs, because he treats Minato as his own son. So does Kushina, because they fully believe that he is. Let's say that Rimuru is closer to his mother Kushina than he is to Minato. He sees Minato as someone he wants to achieve. And now, another time skip. They are 7, yes. Rimuru is practicing with his sensei, Shisui, while Naruto is with his mother and father out on, let's say it's Naruto's birthday. And, no, that would mean Rimuru would be there because he's, like, really nice to his brother. Let's say it's... Let's say they were taking... Yeah, let's say it was, like, night out. Tomorrow was Rimuru's birthday, and Naruto, Kushina, and Minato were out looking for a gift. But Rimuru was training with Shisui. As a member of Shisui's clan, the Uchihas, come up and says, Shisui, there's a clan meeting. Shisui says, okay, Rimuru, meet back here in half an hour. A half an hour passes. Let's say Rimuru never left, and then 45 minutes passes. And then Rimuru looks for Shisui. Shisui had been preparing. He didn't think it would take this long, as he's walking into the council room of the Uchihas. I gotta do something real quick. Rimuru has been training with Shisui, and let's say that Rimuru can keep up with the Tomoe Sharingan with his eyes, because his senses are like phenomenal for a. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, I'm gonna say that Kushina was part Hyuga. She was a mixed blood. Like, I'm gonna say that Hashirama's dad was Hyuga, but it was part Hyuga. No, that wouldn't make any sense because they're not related. I'm gonna say that Kushina's dad was a Hyuga and her mother was a Uzumaki. Technically, Rimuru came from Kushina, and Great Sage just reversed time to make it to where that's where he grew up, like in her stomach. So, I'm gonna say that Rimuru has the Byakugan, but Naruto doesn't. Naruto has a different Kekigenkai called Chakra Chain. Chakra. No, it won't work. I'm gonna say that Naruto got the Kekigenkai of the Namikaze clan. Flying Raijin. No, I don't think that's even Kekigenkai. Let's say that he just adopted their bloodline, and that's what he specializes in. Jutsus from that clan. So it's kind of weird considering Rimuru Namikaze adopted the Byakugan from and Uzumaki and the other way around for Naruto. So yeah, he uses Byakugan to sense their chakra and hide from them. But Rimuru's eyes are different. He looks normal until he activates the Byakugan. And I'm going to say that the only person who knows he has the Byakugan is Shisui. So he's hiding in the rafters of the meeting hall as the clan members say, "Okay, clan, we've devised a plan. We're going to assassinate the fourth. He's too powerful and he'll stop us." Shisui says, "Stop you from what?" "Stop us from taking our revenge on the Leaf for what they've done." And they also say, "And you. We can't let you roam free and tell anybody." As they try to grab Shisui, he uses a genjutsu. He puts them under a genjutsu and runs to go see Danzo, because he's an Anbu. Rimuru follows him, because let's say the Byakugan protected him from the genjutsu. He follows him in secret. And as they arrive at Danzo, Shisui says, "Danzo, the other Uchihas, excluding Itachi, and the young ones are attempting to a rebellion. They're going to assassinate the fourth." Danzo says, "Well, that's some big news. We have to go." As the Anbus block off Shisui's exit. And Danzo says, "But you're too dangerous. You said the Uchihas, excluding Itachi, are trying to take over the Leaf and assassinate the fourth. Well, we can't have an Uchiha leaving, especially with how strong your eyes are," as they try to stab Shisui in the back. Shisui dodges the one kunai, but the other lands on his shoulder, and he uses the crow genjutsu and runs. As he's running, he realizes that the kunai had poison on it, and he runs to the waterfall. As Rimuru is following him, he lands on the tree. Pause. We're changing perspectives and time skipping. Itachi and the entire Uchiha clan are searching for Shisui as Itachi runs up to a waterfall. He sees Shisui and Rimuru standing over him. As Shisui falls backwards over the waterfall, Itachi runs up to Rimuru and asks, "What's going on? What's going on?" As he looks at Rimuru, his eyes are something he's never seen before. Alright, reverting back to Rimuru's perspective and going back in time. Rimuru jumps off the branch and lands and is behind Shisui and says, "Sensei?" Shisui looks behind him and sees Rimuru. He says, "Rimuru, run, warn your father." Rimuru says in a serious voice, "I'm not as much a kid as you think, Sensei. And I already know." I've been with you the entire time. You were late to our training session. Shisui looks at him, closes his eyes, and opens them with a more determined look. He says, Rimuru, you're right. You're not as much as a kid as I made you out to be. As he rips out his eyes, knowing that Rimuru has a high pain tolerance and regeneration rate, he puts them in Rimuru's. Well, one eye so far. When he puts it in, it evolves into the Mangekyo Sharingan, the Rinnegan, the Renni Sharingan, all of them. But they're turning on and off, switching. As Rimuru hears something in his head, Mangekyo switch has been gained. As Shisui puts the other eye in and says, sorry it had to be this way. As he says, Rimuru, can you do me one last favor? I know this is hard, but can you kill my clan? Rimuru says, we don't need to, we can imprison them. Shisui stops him before he finishes in prison and says, no, they mean to do unspeakable things, and the hatred my clan cannot live on. Rimuru starts to shed a tear and says, but it's mixed with blood. He says, fine, but I can't kill Itachi or Sasuke. If I kill Itachi, you won't be able to forgive yourself for making me do it. If I kill Sasuke, Itachi won't be able to live on. Shisui smiles and says, you have a big heart. And does the finger-headed thing on his head. As Rimuru gets a even more determined look on his face. As he says to himself, this ends tonight. As the skills, that was a really emotional thing for Rimuru, so Rimuru gained some skills. He gained Great Sage, Thermal Fluctuation Resistance, Shadow Movement, Mimic, and the new skill, Transform, and Puppeteer. Yes. He reads the descriptions of all skills as he says, so Great Sage is like an analyzation / AI. Good to know. So he uses the skill Great Sage to automatically craft a wooden mask that looks like a fox. Because Great Sage said, you currently have two entities inside you. The unit known as Great Sage and the unit known as Kurama, the Nine-Tails Fox. Let's say that Rimuru's intelligence has been off the charts since he was born. As he says, okay then, so I have the Nine-Tails Fox with me, as he goes into his mindscape and says, Fox. Kurama turns around and says, boy, you dare disrespect my name. I know that you now know it. Rimuru smiles and says, Kurama, I have a favor to ask. Kurama looks at him in a pissed off way. As Rimuru turns on his Mangekyo Sharingan, he says, here's something better. I have a deal. I promise to never use these eyes against you on the condition that you give me your undying loyalty. Kurama says, why should I, Bob? Why should I? I can wait till you're vulnerable enough and kill you, and then leave your shell. Rimuru then uses then turns into the Renni Sharingan, the red one, and says, you really think you can best me, Fox? Kurama smiles and says, I see. You may be the best. You may be the best one day. As Kurama says, I'll agree to it under the condition that you remove this seal. Rimuru removes the seal and says, deal. Let's say that Naruto got the nice half of Kurama. Yeah. Naruto got the nice half of Kurama. As he puts on the mask and some new clothes. Let's say they were black Anbu clothes. He changes his hair color using Transform. and he turns on his own Sharingan. This Sharingan, I'm not going to show it to you guys yet, but this Sharingan has the ability to... What should I give the Sharingan ability? Let's say it's an enhance. Let's say it's a Sharingan his Sharingan will make illusions in the real world. But if he's emotional enough, they can make real objects. That's what his Sharingan does. He can, using Mangekyo Switch, he can go through any Sharingan any user's had. So yeah, after using Mangekyo Switch to use his own Sharingan, he uses full Susanoo armor. As a glowing blue sword and body armor comes on him. And let's say that his mask has turned into an orange fox. No, that'd be too much of a way, and then they know that, then they think Naruto did it. As the Susanoo appears, and he walks into the Leaf Village after crying over his sensei. And let's say that he told Itachi, yeah, but no, back to Itachi's perspective. Walking up to Rimuru, he's crying, Rimuru's crying blood as he says, Itachi, in a very demanding voice, go get your brother and go to Konoha. No questions, or I might not be able to save you both. Itachi, understanding that this is very vital that he listened to Rimuru in this moment, he gets Sasuke and runs. And then back to Rimuru. Rimuru's walking into the Uchiha village, killing every clan member he sees, women, children, all of them. And when he finishes, he leaves a mask of a Reaper. With a Reaper, no. He leaves a mask with a Reaper. And he leaves a mask with a Reaper. And, two sides going out, making his eyebrows. Eyes with the Sharingan in them. This is a painted mask, for a symbol. And then teeth, like Ichigo's mask from Bleach. He leaves that on the insignia. And then leaves the village, covered in blood. As he deactivates Susanoo body armor. And walks and climbs through his window and cries himself to sleep. But before he falls asleep, his mother walks in. He's still covered in blood. As he's crying, Kushina runs up to him and hugs him and asks, "How did this happen?" He says, "I did it for Dad. He didn't make me. He doesn't even know. But in the morning, he'll know." As she looks in his eyes, and it's the 3 Tomoe Sharingan. As he closes his eyes again, it's the Byakugan. As he closes his eyes again, and it's still a Byakugan. His eyes have become like a Hyuga's. Byakugan only. She's surprised by this and asks how he has a Byakugan. It's most likely that I got it from one of our ancestors. She thinks back and realizes her mother was a Hyuga. I know I said her father, but I'm gonna go with my mother. And the next day, and now he knows he can tell his mother anything. The next day, the Uchiha clan was said that it was destroyed by a single man, the Reaper. The Reaper has now gone down as one of the most famous. The reaping of the Uchiha has now gone down as the most famous mass murder in the ever. The Ukatsuki want this man because he solo took down the Uchiha clan, who had the most powerful Kekkei Genkai in the Leaf. What they don't know is it was a 7-year-old boy. And Minato says, "How could this happen?" As Naruto walks in on Rimuru and asks what he's doing. Rimuru says, "Well, I'm just gonna go into the conversation. I'm not gonna say who's saying anything. As Naruto, so Rimuru, what are you doing? Nothing, Naruto. I'm just reading a book. I'm just reading a scroll on ninjutsu." Rimuru walks over and asks, "What clan?" He says, "Hyuga." As Minato overhears this and asks, "Why are you reading a jutsu on the Hyuga clan? They mean they use taijutsu, and the only reason most of their jutsus work is because of Byakugan." Rimuru whispers in Naruto's ear and says, "I have the Byakugan." Smiles, and Minato overheard this and says, "If he has the Byakugan, that means we should send him to the Hyuga compound to train." Yes, I'm gonna have to go find a picture of a female. You'll understand. Later. Under Neji and with Hinata. When the leader of the Hyuga clan hears that the fourth Hokage's son possesses the Byakugan, he smiles and says, "With the fourth Hokage's son, he can master Namikaze, Uzumaki, and Hyuga clan jutsu. Not only that, but we can use him for a tool. When if we can make him a Hokage, we can roll the leaf. And with Uchiha's gone, yes." This makes Sasuke 7 too. So Rimuru was sent to the compound with his Byakugan. Damn it. He has his Byakugan activated at all times at this point, as he meets Neji, Hinata, and... don't pay attention. Yoka. This is Neji's adopted older sister. She's older than him by 1 year. 1 year. And she's already a shinobi. No, because she'd be 8. No. Yeah, he meets Yoka, and Yoka doesn't train with them because she's training to be a temple guard. So he only meets Yoka once. So yeah. After training with Hyuga clan, he's learned up to 364 palms in 2 weeks. That technique was meant to be mastered amongst a much longer course of time. Neji doesn't even know how to do that yet. Hinata is amazed that he can do this, and is very grateful towards him because they've already met before. They met the day after the Uchiha was killed. Rimuru still couldn't control his Sharingan activating, so he kept his eyes bandaged. Hinata, Itachi, Kushina, and Naruto are the only people who know that Rimuru has the Sharingan. So one day Rimuru was walking along when Hinata and her sister were being beat on by two guys for having Kekkei Genkai. While they were being beaten, Naruto ran up and said, "Hey, leave him alone." They started saying, "What are you gonna do about it? Just because you're the fourth Hokage's son doesn't mean we won't beat the shit out of you too." Naruto says, "Oh really? I'd like to see you try." One goes for a punch against Naruto, as Rimuru unfolds the bandages and catches the punch. They see that he has the 3 Tomoe Sharingan activated at 7, and he beats the living shit out of them for touching them. Naruto tries to pull him off, screaming, big brother, don't kill him." But Rimuru has explosive force. So with Hinata's younger sister and Naruto pulling on him, they can't stop him. As the kids are bloodied and tattered and Rimuru's fists are bloody and nearly showing bone, Rimuru cracks his knuckles and says, "If I ever see you come near any of these girls or my brother, I'll break your fucking legs." After saying this, the kids start to cry as Rimuru leaves them there. Naruto's walking behind him saying, "You didn't need to do that." And Hinata's thankful that Rimuru was there, but she is kind of falling for Naruto because he took the initiative to help her. Not only that, but he was ready to take a hit for her. So she's grateful to Rimuru, but she's in love with Naruto. And Hinata's younger sister was too young to remember. So yeah. How do I do this? So he's mastered the Hyuga clan's bloodline abilities. And he's at age 8. So I'm gonna say they join the Neji Academy at age 8 and graduate at 12. So yeah. They're so he spent that year training. He spent 3 weeks of that year training to learn. No, let's say he spent 3 months learning all of the Hyuga clan's abilities. He can now use twin lions, and his twin lions are a brilliant blue. Like they are sapphire blue. They are dark sapphire blue. As he finishes his training, the Hyuga clan sends him home, and the master of the Hyuga clan was buddy-buddy with him all the time. So, the head of the Hyuga clan and Rimuru are on good terms. Rimuru would do Rimuru would do whatever he asked, as long as it wasn't beyond crazy. So, the head of the Hyuga clan is so happy right now. He's like, I have one of the strongest Hyuga clans on my side. I don't even think I could take him at this point. Because, wait, no. My Byakugan is more developed. So I think I'd be one of the only few people who could take him on at this point. Yes. And with the Uchihas out of the way, there's no Sharingan users other than Itachi and his younger brother. But we'll get them out of the way soon. And that day, Itachi asked Rimuru to come into his house. As he knocks on the door, Itachi answers, and Sasuke's in the background like, who's that guy? But he's helping Itachi cook. As Rimuru walks in and says, "So what do you want to see me for, Itachi?" Itachi says, "Sasuke, can you watch the food for a minute?" He says, "Yeah, Itachi." As they go to the back room and say, I need you to protect my brother in the Ninja Academy. I can take care of myself, but I'm not permitted to go in. Can you try to get yourself on the same team as him? Oh yeah, and an extra from the thing is eliminated. And let's say that there's an odd number in the Ninja Academy, so one team gets 4. That's not for right now, I'm just saying that, that's why. So yeah. Oh, my back hurts. Oh, give me a second, I need to stretch. Yeah, but he trained with... Oh, I should probably take Yoko off the screen. He trained with the Hyuga clan for 3 months out of that year. The next year he's going to... And for the rest of that year, he trained on how to use the Flying Raijin. He wasn't very good at it, but he managed to master it in the course of 6 months. So he has 3 months till the year ends. He has Itachi teach him how to properly use all the abilities of the Sharingan in about a month. And after that, he learns sealing jutsus and chakra control for the last bit of time. And then he enters the Ninja Academy. He scores the top spot in the academy, making Sasuke second. He also learned the Rasengan, but his dad made him promise not to use it. Yeah. So they finish their 4 years as... Oh wait, no. He teaches Naruto how to unlock KCM mode, first form. And that's all he teaches Naruto, along with the Rasengan. And he made it to where Kurama inside of Naruto and Kurama inside of him are friends, and they have mind link. But the only person that knows that there are two Kuramas is Minato and Naruto. Not Naruto, Minato and rimuru. Yes, so at their last year, rimuru is 12. No, rimuru is 11. 1 year before their last year, Minato dies of an allergic reaction to a herb inside of his tea. I know that's a lame way to kill the 4th Hokage, but come on. How else are you going to kill him other than something insane like... I don't know. But yeah, he dies, and Rimuru unlocks the skills. I don't know what to give him, but he unlocks Storm Release, Black Flames, Black Lightning, the new skill Magic Creation, Ultra Speed Regeneration, and Predator. After gaining these skills, he passes the Ninja Academy next year, and he gets put in Team 7 with Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto. I'm gonna end it here because the room I'm in is my mother's. Family's coming home because my sister's at doctors. I'm not gonna give any more explanation because of my personal life. And goodbye, demons. Like, comment, subscribe, and